All right. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you are all tuning in to this um, mini school night presentation. So I'm delivering this in lieu of me not being present because I'm still at training here in Virginia for the Iowa National Guard. So I wanted to be able to present you all with a basic overlay of the class materials that are available to you and your students so that if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can direct those to me, preferably through email, and I will check those as soon as I'm available. Um, the view behind me is not authentic. It's one of the options that the Zoom meeting calls allows me to choose, but I thought it might be more appealing than the simple classroom that I'm working out of at the moment. So what I wanted to do real quick was to show you on campus and how all of my classes are set up. So even though this one says Covenant and Old Testament, they will all be following the same template. So if you go to the first page, the cover page, you'll notice below where it says links, you have two links, the syllabus, which you can click on that if you would like to see what the class entails. The next one, the one that I think is most relevant that you and your student will be accessing the most, is the lesson plans. So if you click on lesson plans, you will see a very detailed outline of what we cover each day. So this is the same document that I work off of, your students will work off of, and you can also interact with. If there is going to be a test for any unit at the very top of each unit, I always put down the dates when the test will be, the study guide, and the Quizlet that goes along with it. So a Quizlet, if you're not familiar, is effectively digital flashcards. So how it works for my class is I take the test, and then from there I create the study guide, and then from that study guide I create the Quizlet. So your students can begin to prepare for the exam at the start of each unit at their own pace. And I leave that to them as to how they want to prepare, how they want to study. My recommendation is that they obviously do a little bit at a time each day rather than all the night before, but they have those wide range of options available to them. Most of our assignments and notes will be accessible digitally and will be submitted through on campus. I like that for a couple of reasons. Number one, students don't have to worry about writing everything down word for word. Depending upon the middle school that they came from, that may have been an issue. But for this class, if your student likes to write down notes, they have the option to, while at the same time not being stressed that they're going to miss something because it's all accessible later on. And I'll always preface that when we do notes of, I'm not going to slow down when we're delivering information because you can go back and access this later if you want to write it out word for word, which I wouldn't recommend because it's already presented word for word on an accessible presentation. So if you are so inclined, you can work through with your student each day. You have access to all of these materials. If there's anything that you click on that doesn't let you access it, let me know and I'll share it with you. But the goal is that you and your student can easily see what we're going to be covering each day. And that way there's no confusion, total transparency. You can help your student to prepare, or they can ensure that they're communicating what we're actually doing each day. So when it comes to uploading assignments to on campus, it's a little bit more of a nuanced process, but each year more and more students seem to be having some kind of online platform submission. And this is geared more towards the freshman students I'm teaching. So if you're watching this from the contemporary issues class, you can ignore this, but essentially it's just submitting assignments from your Chromebook to on campus. And if there's any questions or concerns about how that's done, I'm more than happy to help your student. And really, as a whole, if there's any issues with assignments or getting things submitted, communication is the number one thing that I'll look for. If your student has the assignment done, they can't figure out how to submit it, have them send me an email and we'll work it out together. That's the nuts and bolts of how you go about doing well in my class. I like to keep things very straightforward, no points of confusion. I don't believe in surprises in terms of new information on tests. I think in life, you will always be told this is what's expected of you, and this is what you need to be able to do. So I don't understand why school should be any different. The students are given the information that they need to know, and I work through each unit systematically with them to ensure that they know it. They have the tools necessary to do well in the test. And if there's any questions about that process, I'm more than happy to help. Otherwise, just general miscellaneous notes. I'm available through email. You have access to that, and I'm very responsive to that. So if there's any issues that arise, just please send me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. As you can tell from my not being here, I am in the Iowa National Guard, and typically during the school year, it doesn't cause me to miss long stretches of school, just mostly in the summertime. So there might be an occasional Thursday or Friday that I'm out because of that, but otherwise, I'm here most of the time. So my being gone won't be an issue moving forward. If you have any other questions or concerns, please send me an email. I'm more than happy to help you and get clarification to you as needed. Otherwise, thank you for watching my brief video. Hope you have a good mini school night, and I'll plan on seeing you all this fall semester.